Hey everyone, it's Chris from Aerial RC, and today I just got a video that might be a bit long. I'm going to try to cut it down as much as I can. I was going to do parts to this, like a part 1, part 2, part 3, which I still may do depending on how the editing goes on this. But I just wanted to show you what I've been up to over the winter since I really haven't done any flying. I hope you enjoy the content, and please like and subscribe. Thank you. All right, hey YouTube, it's Chris Jacques from Aerial RC. So with school, homework, and regular work, I just haven't had time to actually get out to the field and fly anything. Any spare time I have had, I either spend it with my kids or I spent it building or modifying planes. So I'll show you what I've got so far here. Due to my horrible landing / controlled crash of my E-flite 70mm F-16, I had been afraid to fly it ever since. I mean, it's the first plane I've purchased of any amount of great amount of money. It's almost $400. Not something you really just want to crash on your first time. Thank God it was minor and repairable. You can't even tell anything happened to it. But that being said, I went ahead and purchased the RealFlight 9.5S, which you also do get the Evolution to download also. The F-16 is in here. Another plane I purchased is in here. Actually, yeah, another plane I purchased is in here. And another plane that I got for free through Facebook Marketplace is in here. So I'll show you what things I've acquired over the winter and things I've built. So first off is I think it's a 64mm or 50mm, not 100%, and I forgot the name. I keep forgetting the name of this plane, but it's just a little guy. A lot of you already might know this one. I did get this used, had a little damage to it, repaired it as best as I could. I'd like to get some touch-up paint and touch up some areas on here. But yeah, like I said, I did some minor repairs, and I'm looking forward to flying this little guy. I've watched some videos, pretty speedy for a little thing. And also because it is small, you can lose sight of it or not sight of it, but orientation pretty quick. So looking forward to that. Oh, what do we got next? I acquired this off of Facebook Marketplace also. It is used, and it is a Calypso, which I believe they don't make these anymore. It is discontinued. It is in really good shape. It's just a little dirty. It's got a little hanger rash. But yeah, got it used. I think I paid $60 for it. And the guy I got it from, he did add the flaps, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, plenty of space in here for a large battery. I did have to get an ECS. The ECS that was in here was no good. So, I mean, that's a minor expense. So yeah, I'm looking forward to flying this. So yeah, next up. Next, I've got another Facebook Marketplace aircraft I got. I got it free. It said on the ad that there was some damage to it. I did not know the extent of it. There really was no photos of the damage, but it was free. So I was like, cool, you know, I'll go get it. Got it home, went over it, see what needed repairs, what I could do with it. And other than a couple spots, you really can't tell that there was as much damage as it actually had. It did come with one battery. I went ahead and bought 2 more. It is the Horizon Hobby little Turbo Timber UMX. Yeah, he had it pretty well dinged up. I did test this. I did fly this yesterday, finally, for the first time. First time flying anything the entire winter. So yeah, I did test this out. I flew it at work on my lunch break, and it flew great. It was a lot of fun. It's just a little tiny baby plane, you know, kind of like that little EDF I got. But it flew very nice. The flaps work great. What I thought was awesome was, and I'll post a video of this soon, but I really like the fact that when you have safe mode on, if you have safe on and you engage the flaps, it automatically adjusts elevator. Whereas if you have safe off and you hit the flaps coming in for a landing, it will pitch up on you if you do not have mixing in your elevator. So it was just a couple things I was testing out with it. I didn't do anything crazy. It does barrel roll. It's a little lumbering. You know, it's not going to be a real snappy barrel roll. The loops were fine. Safe worked. Yeah. Still want to play around with it a little more. And all right, on to the next plane. All right, so this next one, I think this came out like a year ago, somewhere around there, maybe less than a year. I know a lot of people have it. I've watched a ton of videos on it, and everyone that flew it loved it. The only complaint I heard, and this came, also from Brian Phillips, he had made this mention also, and so did a handful of others, is that coming in for a landing, the glide rate on this is crazy. You got to like force it down. It just wants to keep going, keep gliding. So that being said, when I looked at the videos closer, I saw that there was room to put flaps. So I went ahead and did that. So I have a Habu 50 millimeter EDF with flaps. Just to show you, make sure it's all, yeah. Throttle cut, that works. Ailerons. I gotta get some more throw in the elevator. But yeah, check it out. Flaps. Takeoff flaps. Landing flaps. So, and I've searched YouTube, and I have not seen anybody do this yet. I think I'm the first one to do it, at least the first one to get it on film, that a little Habu 50 millimeter has flaps. So I'm excited about trying this out. I've been flying this on the simulator, and the thing flies great. And yes, even on the simulator, the glide rate is crazy. So on this Real Flight 9.5S and the Evolution, they say it's the most true to life physics of any RC simulator out there. So that being said, if all the planes on here that I've flown actually fly that way, then this is going to be pretty cool. And I think I will have to mix in the elevator, which I have not done yet, with the flaps to compensate for that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Like I said, haven't flown it yet. I am going to keep the landing gear on. I don't feel like belly landing it and scratching it up. So, all right, next plane. Next one I did, I printed out plans The plans were for a balsa wood Piper Cub. That was not my plan to do. I was going to make it out of foam. So I just needed something that I could print out at the size that I wanted, and just use the overall dimensions of, for the wing, the fuselage. So I'll show you this big, beautiful thing here. This bad boy comes in, let me back up here, 70-inch wingspan. Comes in at 6.5 pounds. That was before I added the wing struts. Everything, I made the windshield myself, so the windshield's not scale. I didn't have the right stuff to work with to make a nice curved windshield, but oh man, this thing's heavy. Even the cowl is just made out of foam. And I just got it magneted on here. Yes, these are washers. It is ballast. I have a bunch of ballast under the cowl in order to get that CG correct. So I was just going to make this, a rubber band the wing on kind of plane, and I thought, no, I want to, even though it's scratch built and it's not scale, I want to make it as scale as I can with what I have. So I did away with the rubber bands, even though I still have the posts here for the rubber bands. I went ahead and I got mounting screws holding the back down. I got these little wooden dowels that lock into this front wood plate. And then I've got the screwed on wing struts that I custom made myself out of, I had to rip down some hardwood pieces because I just didn't want to pay for it from the hobby store. Landing gear I made myself, not the wheels obviously, but these are aluminum, about an 1/8 inch thick, pretty heavy duty. The rear landing gears, pretty heavy duty. It's got some springs to bring it back to center. Did not make that. But yeah, and unfortunately the battery is going to be in view because it sits up high. I've got a lot of wood support in order to have windows. I didn't want to have just painted on windows onto the foam. I actually wanted to make windows. So yeah, the foam thin pieces here are supported with wood behind them. There's wood all throughout the front part of this fuselage on the inside for support, especially with the landing gear. So this is a big beast. I can't wait to test fly this. I did put flaps on here also. And I'm gonna have to mix in some elevator. But I don't think I'll do that. I don't think I'll mix in any elevator until after I test, fly it, and then, while it's in the air, hit the flaps, see how it reacts. So yeah, this is my biggest plane yet. So on to the next plane. This one's kind of slick. I've had a couple of these, or built a couple of these in the past. And I always thought they were fun. They're great for, just fast flying, gliding. You can do FPV with them if you want. It's just a fun plane. I've built numerous different ones. I've built one that was a 63-inch wingspan. Built ones that were, the size of Tech Sumos, which aren't real big. But they were good. What did I use? Grayson Hobby super mega park jet motors on them with their combo speed controller. So this one here, I did something a little different than I did in the past. Instead of having the vertical stabs, out on the ends of the wings. I went ahead and put them closer to the middle, about maybe 2/3 of the way in. Just something different. I don't know how much it'll affect the flight characteristics of it. Again, I haven't tested flown. The only thing I've flown all winter is that little UMX. But one thing that I did to this, it is pretty cool. It's going to look awesome at night. So let me plug it in, show you. Think that'll be visible at night? That's pretty cool, huh? And then in the back, pow! Right on the elevons. Got a little bit of slack in the wire here so they don't bind up. It's kind of like tail lights. I also have a pocket here. Here I did buy what was it, GPS speed meter tracker. I know this has a specific spot for it, but this I'm going to put into any one of my planes. But when I do, since the CG I have set already, I do have a little chunk of aluminum for ballast. When I do remove this, I can Velcro that aluminum ballast here, and my CG will be the same. And I did make sure that piece of aluminum weighs the same as this. So then I can just take this out. I can put it in my F-16, put it in my glider, put it in the big Piper Cub. Yeah, so I know when I put folding props on here, I've never used these before. So I'm curious as how that's going to turn out, how that's going to fly. It seems like it has quite a bit of thrust. It'd be awesome to get some video of this at night. See how crazy it looks with these bright LEDs. And they're real thin strips. So, all right. I don't know, in my last video that I've done, I don't know if I showed this or not. I think this was in spring, or no, I'm sorry, fall, that I started this build and finished it about a quarter way through winter. But since I had flown and crashed my first 70mm EDF Rebel, I think that's a Freewing. Yeah, Freewing makes those. I crashed that one. I had to replace the fuselage and the wing. The tail was fine. Got that all squared away. That's ready to go again. But I wanted to make, and that was actually supposed to be a trainer to my F-16. So now I made a trainer to my trainer. What I did is I copied the dimensions from the Rebel as best as I could, and out of 1/4-inch foam, tried to replicate that EDF jet out of 1/4-inch foam. And this is the result. This is what I ended up with. It's a little boxy on the fuselage, but it is a 70mm, no landing gear, so it's lighter. I do have a launch pylon on the bottom that I can just hang on to and toss, chuck it. Yeah, so I tried to make this as dimensionally close as possible to the Freewing EDF Rebel. And yeah, battery, under the canopy. So I'm looking forward to trying this out. The Rebel has flaps. I did not do flaps on this. I just have really big ailerons, and I don't know if that's going to hinder the flight, if it's going to make it, really touchy and pitchy on the, or not pitchy, but touchy on the rolls. But I'm just going to leave it as one big aileron right now. And I got servo for each side of the elevator. Yeah. So no rudder, like I said, no landing gear, so it's quite lighter than the original. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to fly. Seems like it's got plenty enough power to do what I need it to do. All right, I think that's everything. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for putting up with my yapping, and I hope to get some video of this stuff pretty soon. Yeah, until the weather gets a little bit better. The ground's not so soggy. Yeah, this is all I got for now, and I hope everyone has a great day. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Later. Peace. I'm out.